the one thing that I think
it forces you to do shit. Like unless you decide to
slow
now, it gets to you after a while. Like bro, I went to jujitsu. Dog, my heart was like. I feel like honestly. Oh my gosh.
We are back, boys. We are back with another episode of the Grind Theory podcast.
Sir.
You know, we was on a little hiatus, you know. We took a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it was needed, man.
You know, it was needed. You know, we were going pretty strong, but we come back even stronger now. You know, we fill up. We did a little refreshments and stuff, and now we back for the second half. This is like the All-Star. We had an All-Star game, All-Star break, and now we in the second half of the season. You know what I mean? Second half of the season. I missed y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Yo, Ori knows what I mean. He knows what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, man. I don't know what you mean.
Okay, let me not get into anything yet. Let's say, what do we do first all the time, Ori?
Big one. Give the big man out there some praises.
Yes, sir. We give the big man upstairs some praises. So first and foremost, we want to thank God for allowing us to be here on set, allowing us to have this beautiful day. Well, it's not sunny outside no more, but it was earlier. It's a
beautiful day.
You know, still a beautiful day because we still have life, right? The gift of life that we could even be here in the first place, because some people don't have the opportunity to be here, man. Right? So very thankful for that. We've been away from the podcast for a little while, like we said.
For like a month, I think.
Probably about a month.
Yeah, it was a month.
So, you know, just doing little other things. So we're going to thank God for helping us do those little things so that we can actually come back to the podcast. Just for protecting our families, you know, taking me and Ori safe to and from work.
Yes, sir.
So just want to thank you for that. And for all the listeners and how they're doing as well. So with that being said, you know, big thanks to the man upstairs. With that being said, you know, like I said, we back.
Yes,
second half of the season. You know,
we'll probably title this season 2, I think, because we've done season 1.
We can, yo. Actually,
because I'm like 16 episodes, 20 something, I think. 26 episodes.
I want to say 26 or 27.
Yeah, that's a decent season. So we're back to season 2.
Okay. I like that actually. Okay.
Of the Grind Theory podcast.
Okay. So we're just gonna do a little quick recap of our last episode. So our last episode, we had the Melisizwe brothers.
Yes, sir.
3 young brothers, 3 young men. Very intelligent, very gifted musically, very gifted musically playing. You know, the youngest one playing 11 instruments. The 2 older brothers playing 5 and 6 instruments. You know, that's a lot. Like I haven't played. I don't say I can't, but I am not yet able to play one. But saxophone, I'm coming for you. But no, it was a great episode. One of the big topics that kind of came out there was the importance of role. You know, how they're able to operate individually, but at the same time together in their roles and to star in their roles to make sure that they can make a championship team.
Yes, sir.
Which I think knowing the importance of their roles and being able to stick to their roles actually helped them to win America's most musical family, and I believe in 2020. And that's just because they were a championship team. Each person knew their role and was able to operate in their role to the best of their ability. They weren't stepping on each other's toes, right? And so I think that's how you can make great progress. They also talked about mindset, you know, the goal mindset. Having that goal mindset is super, super important. Mindset is important in everything, you know? So having that mindset that they can take that mindset into their music, into their craft, and really make a difference is big.
True.
And there's a lot of great stuff in that interview. But those are 2 of the things that really, really stuck out to me. Just kind of give you guys some little updates on kind of why I guess we took a little break.
Yeah, start with you because you're the. I mean, actually, no, that's bullshit. It was everyone.
It was everyone. It was everyone. we moved, Ori.
Yeah, we
you
actually,
know?
yeah, everyone decided to, get their own crib.
You know?
It's that level up shit.
Yeah, level up shit,
See, we're preaching what we,
practicing what we
preach. That's
practicing
what
what
I'm
we
looking
preach.
for.
Practicing what we preach.
So yeah, like leveling up. So at first was the roommates. No pun intended. The roommate podcast.
Shout out.
Yeah, so first was the roommates, and then after a while, you're like, you know what? Let that level up shit. Let's actually make it happen. Everyone got their own crib. My man got his own nice crib.
Yes, sir.
Space.
Yes, sir.
So that was a lot. That was a lot to move, man. Because moving ain't easy, man. That shit's work.
That's very true.
It's work, man. You think it's easy, but nah, bro.
Pack your stuff from in advance, yo. You didn't want to be doing it on the last minute.
No. But enough of that too. It's like minimalism. Like honestly,
you got a lot of stuff.
You got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
like when you have little stuff,
Yeah,
like
that's
moving
true.
around is easy. Like start buying more stuff when you have your own house or something. But like if you just bounce between apartments, like get your own.
Speaking to the mic, man.
Oh, okay. Get your own crib. Sorry, when you get your own crib, that's when you can like bounce around between different places. But man, it ain't easy. But it's nice though. As now everyone has their own space. I think.
Yeah, no, it's nice. What would you say? What would you say is something like a pro from living in a house of roommates and a con, or something that you
would you say pro and cons of staying with roommates?
Yeah.
One, I'll probably say the pro is really like, you have people around that you can talk to.
Yeah.
Like, life ain't easy, man. It's not meant to be easy. Like, let's keep it a stack. But your days weren't like, you just hit bad. And like having people around you can actually vent to helps. Because if you're just trying to figure out life on your own, that's one thing I've learned, honestly, is that trying to figure out life on your own ain't easy. Like, you need people around you that have the same mindset and the same drive. 100%. And then having a good group of people around that wants the same stuff is good. Yeah. So I'll probably say that's the pro. The con, sometimes you want to kill those niggas, man. Like, yo, for real. It's inevitable. Yeah. It's like living with anyone. You want to kill them sometimes. Sometimes you love them. Sometimes you kill. What the heck, man? Yeah. So that's probably the con. But it's more like the pro definitely outweighs the con, to be honest. So
what do you think are going to be the? I mean, we're just moving into our own places now. But what do you think would be the pro of that? Maybe the cons of it.
The pro on your own is like, yo, you face your own mind.
Yeah.
You got no excuses anymore.
Yeah, there's no excuses. If any mess, anything, that's you. That ain't nobody else.
And even minus on that too, it's like there are times when you have people around you, they can distract you from your own thoughts. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's sometimes when after work, like you come home and then like you be on your own mind and then you're thinking of your own stuff. So I'll probably say, what's it saying again? Yeah, the pros is that you can't escape your own mind. Like you just can't. Yeah. Like when you have roommates, your roommates can distract you from your thoughts, but like when you're on your own, either it be messiness, either it be brokenness, either it be your lack of discipline, either it be your lack of focus, either it be distractions, all those things you control. Yeah. Like you can design your own environment to your own stuff. Like say for example, you can make your living room, if you know you want to focus, you can make your living room your fully focused space. Yeah. No TV, none of those stuff. But if you're staying with roommates, you really don't have that much control. Yeah. Because like you can't impact your own decision on someone else. But like on your own space, you have that control. So if all the bullshit, all the excuses goes away because like it's you. Yeah, so it's all you. Ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody else but you. So you can't like blame anyone else. So if you're messy, the shit is gonna come up. If you're not focused, it's gonna come up. If your excuses, it's gonna come up. If you lack discipline, it's gonna come up.
It highlights those things.
Exactly.
I think when you live on your own, right? When you live on your own, there is pros and there is cons. So like Ori is saying, as soon as you live on your own, all the things that you struggle with that you're not that good at, they're like elevated because exposed. Now it's just you. They're exposed, right? Like right in front of you. You can't be like, oh, actually that was me, yo. That was actually me the whole time, you know. Whereas when you have roommates, I could be like, yo, that's Ori, dog, man, and no one can really, you can't really identify if it was Ori or if it was somebody else, right? Yeah. But when it's just you come home and like, damn, bro, this is me, dog. Yeah. This is actually me. So, but the one thing that I like also kind of on what you said, I think the one pro is that you're going to be alone with your thoughts lots more, right? You know, and then you're going to see, it's a bit a lot of growth. I think you'll learn a lot about yourself in that time too, because you'll realize, oh, maybe these are the thoughts that go through my mind, or why is this thought going through my mind, or how can I improve, or what, you know? So I think there's a lot of pros and cons to it. Yeah. But I do think the pros always are cons, because I think there's going to be...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think it's a lot of growth you can make there.
100%. And it even forces you to, like, especially if you're, like, with roommates, you don't really, like, how do I put it? You don't really have a social life, per se. Because you have people around you that are keeping you fun. But, like, when you're alone, you got to actually go out and actually have social life. So it keeps you from just staying in one box. That's like, true. Yo, if I'm staying at home, where do I have to go? I know I got Aquille, I got Dion, I got Suya. I'm like, yo, shit, I ain't know to go anywhere. Yeah. But, like, alone, you're like, oh, shit. Okay, now I got to start going out to actually socialize. So, which is good, because you need to build that social skills. So, the pro definitely outweighs the con. But I think what did I say con, maybe? The con would be, it can be tough.
To be by yourself.
Yeah. Loneliness alone,
right?
It can be
loneliness,
tough. But that's the thing though. Like that's where the pro comes in, because like if it depends on how you think and your mentality. Yeah. Is that some people might be like alone, you might just be like shit, I'm just gonna be depressed, to be sad, whatever it is. But like the pro might be like you force yourself and be like, no, I have control over this. I'm gonna go out to socialize with people. And it really isn't that hard, man. Like just be yourself, be genuine, and actually want to know people. That's it. Don't try. That's what I learned, especially about social life. Like, just go out, be yourself. Don't try and make it all about you, because that shit turns people off. Yeah. And just be real. Don't try and fake. Don't try and add your character. Exactly. So just be authentic. But yeah, that loneliness, it can fuck you up. I'm sorry a lot though. So
no, I feel that for sure. Like it definitely could do that. But yeah, like I said, pros and cons to everything.
What about you? So what would you say pro and con is with staying with roommates?
The one thing that I think for roommates is also like kind of like Ori mentioned as well, is that they can push you, right? Like sometimes if I'm slacking, right, and I come home and I see Ori working out, or I see Ori working on editing or something like that, I might be like, I might not say anything, but I may be like, damn, bro, nah. You know, and my competitive spirit might come up and be like, nah, bro, he can't be working on stuff and I'm not working on stuff. So that might push me, right? Yeah. Whereas where I'm by myself and I'm home, if I come home and I'm like, yo, you know what? I ain't really feeling like doing that, and I'm gonna go play video games, or I'm gonna go watch an episode of Netflix or something like that, right? Yeah. Then I'm the one who has to determine whether or not I'm gonna get back on my grind. You know what I mean? So but I also kind of like that too, because it's like the odds are on me. It's like it's me versus it's me. It's all on me. Yeah. And those are good odds, yo. That's the name. Yeah, that's good odds, yo.
But it's also like, but to add to that too is like what I was saying is that sometimes that's what I'm learning. Is that realistically you can push so much of yourself, but you can only go as far. I can't remember what's that saying. You can only go far on your own, but you can go way more with a team.
Yes, 100%.
And that's what I'm learning. That's what I'm like, you gotta, like, even if it's just certain aspect. If it's like, okay, maybe this person I really like, this person is like a beast financially when it comes to money. I gotta stop. I gotta have this guy around me constantly, because this guy understands money. Maybe this person is personality wise. Or this person knows how to, what's it called? Listen and actually give logical solutions to those problems and stuff. Like you need those people around, and that's what like the pro and con. Like to me, that's what I'm realizing. Like living alone, it actually forces you to socialize. Like it forces you to do shit. Like unless you decide to like,
stay in the crib, stay in the crib by yourself.
But it gets to you. I believe it does. Like after a while, you just stay at home eating all the food, not working out. It gets to you after a while. Like bro, I remember when you were fat. You're like, bro, I was 230 because I was bulking up. Yeah. Bro, that was the most unhealthiest season ever. Bro, I went to jiu-jitsu. Dog, my heart was like, I feel like I still have the effect of it. I feel like I still have the effect of it because I'm still cutting, but like, dog, I told myself after that, I'm never, ever going to that number again, bro. Yeah. So that shit was not.
So what if you want to bulk up and get?
I ain't bulking. Nah. Huh? Honestly, like I think after that, my mindset towards fitness have actually changed. You know, before I'm the big power lifter, bodybuilder. Yeah. Now I'm like, now I'm not much of that functional strength and like cardio. Because like I've researched it and I've noticed a lot of powerlifters and bodybuilders when they get older, they feel the effect of it. They feel the effect of it. Like their bones, their joints, and those kind of stuff. Now it's just like, just this cardio. How long can I actually last? My stamina. How's my heart like? Those kind of stuff. So
you need cardio for other things too, So like it's good to always have that your cardio up. But also on that note too, though, is with your fitness, like functional strength is key, because sometimes you ever see those memes where they have those guys at the baseball game, those big guys can't open the water bottle and stuff like that, and then somebody, you got to pass it down to some skinny little scrawny guy just
opens it.
So like, you don't want to be all jacked up, all muscle bound. I can't touch it. You're not flexible. You can't touch nowhere. Like, it's good to have a functional strength. So no, that's those are some big key stuff. Honestly, there's a lot of pros, lots of cons, yo. So on that note, I guess, so with the podcast, I guess a little bit of updates, and I guess a little bit of announcements is we are going to have, I won't say exactly who they are, but I'll kind of give you a little, I guess, idea
into what they do.
Into what they do. We will have some more artists on, talking about their craft and how they go about doing their craft and some of the struggles that they face in that craft as well, in their music and what they do as well, in different genres of music. We've had certain genres of music come on here now, but we're gonna have some different ones. We will have some marketers come on, so that'll be cool for people who are trying to learn how to market their content and stuff like that. We'll be able to ask those kind of questions. Also see the struggles of marketing. Some of the struggles of doing the marketing, and kind of some of the biggest lessons that those people kind of learn. As well as we're gonna have potentially we have some Olympians, and so that'll be really cool. Get to talk about some of the Olympic experiences and stuff like that. I think that would be really dope.
What was that secret they say the Olympic experience where it's like a big bowl of
there's a and everyone they got a big bowl of condoms and everything like that too, because it's crazy. That's why they made those cardboard beds, though, you know what I mean, so that you can't be doing that. So but no, I mean, we'll get to hear those some of those experiences. That would be really cool. Some of the struggles of preparing for Olympic events, what it's like, what's the preparation like,
and
the mental is probably a huge thing, because you gotta imagine, it's the whole world is watching you know what I mean, this is a world Olympics.
Athletes are mentally strong, man,
crazy. So there'll be that, and there also we will be having some boxers on, former champs, so that'll be really cool to see the mindset of a fighter,
very scary.
Scary, it's scary, and just to hear what they came through to kind of, because I think you have to have a kind of a very particular mindset to be a fighter too, you know what I mean?
I recently even did it's not a full, still working on it, but I did a short intro talk with a boxer, and then the coach was telling me you have to have the mindset of a killer. You just have to, because you're literally going in a cage to fight with somebody that's trying to kill you.
Can't be in there looking nice.
You can't be going and be
trying
nice.
to be friends.
You gotta actually mentally go in and terminate that person.
So are you telling me that you're gonna go in there with the intention to kill that person?
That's why you have to go in, because you have to go in, but it's like a balance. You need to be able to go in there with that mentality, but you also need to be able to control your emotions. Because if you're trying to kill somebody, you're trying to go in to attack somebody and beat somebody up, you can get very emotional, especially when you get hit. A lot of people don't know what it feels like to get hit. That shit hurts. You think you're you bulletproof chip? Nah, bro. Somebody actually hits you with intention, that shit hurts. You lose focus, knockouts.
Unless you go to sleep. Some people go to sleep too.
Yeah, so imagine going in a cage and somebody's literally trying to take their fist and punch your face.
They're trying to put you to sleep every time they touch you.
Yeah, bro. So it's you need to have that mentality. And then the coach was what did he say? It was you need to have that, but you also need to be able to control yourself. Because when you're trying to hit somebody, if you're failing, if you're throwing it and the person hits you hard and then you get mad, you're and nah. But it's good. To me though, I think fighting is one thing I think everyone should try, bro. Because I think it humbles you. It actually does. You get humbled a lot. So I can't wait to actually have that conversation with the fighters and stuff. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
diving deep into
their psyche and stuff. It'll be dope. We're gonna have some really, really cool episodes coming up. We'll have some episodes with some bankers,
Bring some money tips.
some money tips. You know what I'm saying? some people that started their business from scratch, I think that one would be really beneficial too, because that will help people who are out there who are trying to, even like ourselves, who are trying to start up our businesses, right, or who are starting our businesses. So I think that would be really, really beneficial. So, hey, you got to stay tuned, y'all, because we're going to have some big episodes. Subscribe. So also, what we will, this upcoming weeks, we will also be doing some just like little short videos, like not like a full interview, but just little like maybe like 5, 10, 15-minute interviews, just with some of our former and upcoming guests.
Yeah.
They're artists that have some music that's upcoming, that's just dropped, and that's upcoming, some events that are upcoming. Yeah. So just a little bit of like a little promotion, kind of give you an idea of what they're gonna do, So we'll drop those little like 5, 10, 15 little minute clip videos. Talking about their events that are coming up, a little background behind their events or their music that's coming out. So that will be, keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks here. One will probably be dropping this week and maybe next week. But just keep an eye out. Also, one thing that we wanted to kind of just like end it off is like, since we've kind of been away, we've been away from you guys for a while, so it's really nice to now being here. But Ore, what is one thing from, I guess, the start of the year so far that you have learned, like one lesson that you have kind of learned and that you're trying to, like, I guess, implement so far this year?
Let's see. There's a lot though. There's a lot I've learned so far. But I'll probably say the biggest one is just like your mind. You got a body. Everyone has a body in their own mind. Like your mind, your head. Especially when you're trying to learn something new or trying to try something new, the mind is like it's a battle. And I think this is one thing. I think we both actually struggle with it. And it was how did I put it? It was like when you're trying to find something, you're trying to start something new. We always have that saying, I'm looking for clarity. I'm looking for clarity. I'm looking for clarity. I'm looking for clarity. And then I can't remember where I saw it, but it was like the more you constantly chase for that clarity and everything, the more you're just like talking and talking and talking, but you're really not doing. Yeah. And then it was like, instead of you constantly saying you're chasing for clarity, just do that. How did you put it? Do that. Clarity during action. Yeah. So let's say one thing for me, for example, when right now this year is I'm trying to get into the tech space, but I also do enjoy filmmaking and photography. And I was like, yo, I'm confused. Which one should I choose? And I was like, yo, why am I debating on which one to choose? Just start both, and then the one that you're more interested in, stick to it. Because like you would never know if you're just debating between these two. Like, for example, filmmaking and developing or tech is like, yo, if you're like, okay, I'm gonna do filmmaking, but you never really know, like, yo, that tech might actually be something you like more. But like you can dedicate, even if it's just 1 hour a day, dedicated to both craft, because they're two different industries. One is fulfilling like your technical and creativity side, and one is fulfilling like your mental, your problem solving kind of stuff. So it's like two different stuff. So it's like I was stuck for a while. I was like, yo, shit, what do I want to do? But I was like, nah, just clarity doing action. Yeah, it's really just like, yo, you have something comes in your head, just put in the work, and it's not easy. Not gonna lie, bro, that shit's tough. Because like it's like you're battling your own mind, your self-doubt.
Your voice is in your head.
Your voice is in your head. Yeah. And the thing too is like, and I think that's one thing I learned too, is like, and just to even add to it, is when you're doing that process, do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else.
Yeah, that's a big thing right
that's
there.
That's what I learned. Especially with like filmmaking. And when I first started, I was and I think that's the kind of thing that really like messed me up for a while.
Do you mean in terms of like you do it for yourself, in terms of like you're not doing it to prove to somebody else that you can do it?
No, that and also, so for example, if I'm filming something, because I'm starting it out, 100%, I'm not gonna be good. I'm not gonna be good. But then if you shoot it for someone, let's say for example, I do a filmmaking project for someone else. Yeah. The fact that, let's say for example, the work is terrible. The feedback from that person can fuck you up. Yeah. If somebody tells you your shit is bad, especially when you're just starting out, not a lot of people have that mental capacity to think differently. Like, yo, it's a process. Yeah. But when you do it for yourself, so maybe for example, like, yo, I grab a couple friends and just go shoot something. If it's bad, it's bad, but I know it's bad because it's my project. It's not someone else. Yeah. So something like that. But clarity, doing action, and probably just going for it. Just do it. The worst that can happen is you suck, but everyone sucks at something. So.
No, I like that. I like that because I can actually kind of touch a little bit on what Ori said too, as well, is because, like Ori was saying, that's probably a problem that we both kind of struggle with a little bit with in terms of clarity. And even with him saying that, and this makes a lot of sense, is that you can always say, like, it's even like with the podcast, right? Like with the podcast, we were thinking, okay, what is the podcast? What is the goal of the podcast? What is the intention of the podcast, right? Is it an inspirational podcast? Is it a self-help? Is it education? What is it, right? And the only way that we can really, like, I'm not going to figure that out by just planning.
Exactly.
Okay, what is it? I'm not going to know until I actually get some feedback and we do it and get some feedback. And so from doing it and getting feedback, it's still evolving. Right now, we say that it's a motivational, inspirational podcast, right? Self-help still, yes, but more on the inspirational, motivational, because we're sharing the stories of other people who have gone through struggles, how they've overcome and what they've learned from it.
Yeah.
So you could also say education, but we're in the process as we do it more and more and more, and we get more feedback from you guys, the listeners. We're gonna actually really understand what direction the podcast is really going in, right? What is it? What is the impact of the podcast is making? Is it more motivational? Is it more educational?
Yeah.
As you know, according. So it's really through that action that we're getting that response. If we don't do the action, there's
we're
no way.
stuck.
We're still gonna be stuck on it. You know, there's
Saying,
no way.
What do we want the podcast to be about?
Exactly, right? And so I think that's a big thing with what he said, and just going for it. Like, life is super short, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every day somebody that you either know or somebody that you look up to, or something, or just somebody, you know, is passing away, bro. I
can't remember if I don't know how true it is, but like every hour somebody's dying.
Yeah.
Like every single hour somebody's dying. Somebody's dying. Somebody's being given birth to.
You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle. So in that process, like, yo, you don't want to, you know, wake up one day. You know, God forbid,
you can't wake up.
You can't wake up, you know, and you didn't get to push for the thing that you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but yo, you gotta try and just push for that, because, like, yo, life's short.
Life's short, man. I can't remember. I think it was this guy's book I was reading, David Goggins, and it was like, after a while, it got to a point where he couldn't, like, I think he said he was having problems and couldn't run, and doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And it was close to the point of dying. But then he was like, yo, it got to the point where, like, he felt fulfilled. Like, he was actually happy because he pushed himself. Yo, this guy lost 50 pounds. I don't know, what am I saying? Over 100 pounds in, like, 3 months or something like that. Like, he did so much. And it was like, yo, I pushed myself to the limit. And he said something like, yo, this shit blew my mind. It was like, he said, imagine that you die. When one dies, you get to heaven. And then God showed you your life that you could have lived. And then he chose you the life you lived. And it was like, the reason why you didn't live that life was because you were afraid, you were not disciplined, and you couldn't push yourself past your limit. Bro, like, I heard that shit, and it actually stuck in my head. And I was like, yo, if you really, especially those, if you believe in God, or whatever you believe in, just imagine this. Like, when you die, you get to a point where they showed you a life you could have lived, and it shows you the life that you lived. And it's like, maybe, for example, the life you could have lived was, you could have had an amazing family and be an amazing role model.
Big up house.
Like a very, very successful person and happy person. And also, like, preach his word to people out there. But you didn't do any of those because you were scared. You didn't do any of those because you lacked discipline. So imagine that. And he said, like, he did a reverse. I was like, yo, what he is chasing right now is that list that God said it should live. He's trying to add more to it.
Right, yeah.
So it's like that. Like, imagine that flip. Like, yo, if you really, because, like, for real, life is actually, it's very short. Like, it can be gone in a snap. It's scary. Like, you never know. It might be the tiniest stuff. So, like, do your best, control what you can control. But, like, yo, for real, whatever you have in your mind you want to do, go for it. The worst, like, honestly, and that's what I'm realizing. Like, yo, the worst that can happen is you just fail.
Yeah, and failure is not even a bad thing. Literally, failure is a great thing for you to happen to you, and that's what the kind of the message to push out there with the podcast is, like, all these people that come on the podcast, they failed in some aspect of their life, right? But from that failure, they are now gaining success. You know what I'm saying? Because from failure becomes success, because you're knowing failure is like one of the most informative things that could happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You get information on, like, you're like, okay, why did I actually fail?
Yeah.
Like, what went wrong here? Why didn't it work out? You know what I mean? And then now you can fix it. You know, so failure is actually a really good thing. But just even on that note, on that note that Ori said with in terms of, like, just going for it, right? It says that there's a quote. It's like, "Fear makes cowards of us all," right? And it's like, yo, a lot of people don't do things because we're afraid, right? And then, yo, we all become cowards, and then we don't actually
do anything.
We don't actually do anything, right? When we'd have just done it, even if it didn't work out, at least you could have said, "Yo, you live with no regret. I did it."
And that's the thing too. It's like that. Honestly, I think that's where my mindset is switching towards. I'm like, I always imagine in my head, I'm like, my deathbed, and I'm like, yo, shit. What did I not do that I wanted to do? Did I? And like, I was aware of. There's a difference, but especially when you're aware of something. Like maybe it's been on your head. You're like, yo, shit, I'll start this business, try this business, start this podcast, start this show, start this, start that. But you're constantly always saying, it's always one excuse or the other. Maybe I'm not good for it. Maybe I'm ugly. Maybe I'm this. Maybe people won't like my voice. Maybe people won't like bro, there's nothing you've said that people haven't said before. Like,
100%.
Everybody has made that excuse, but it's all excuses. And like really, to me, I think the biggest thing is that so you can also stop, but you also got to stay consistent, bro. I'm
gonna stop you right there because that's my lesson that I learned so far this year. It's something I didn't know it already, but it really like
dawned on you.
It dawned on me, and it really like the importance of it is showing to me more and more, especially when you're living on your own, right? Is not even the importance of consistency. Because without this thing, you won't even get to be consistent. Yeah. Is the importance of discipline. Woo-hoo. Discipline is like, you actually can't accomplish anything without discipline. Because even for you to eat right, you have to be disciplined. You have to discipline your body and your mind. Like, okay, I'm not going to eat this, or I'm going to shop and I'm only going to buy this. Sorry. Even with anything, say with my money. If I want to start budgeting my money, make sure I have my money set up properly, it's discipline because it's to stay to that budget. Yeah. And working out, if I want to see results, I have to be disciplined. I can't be like going to the gym and then yam a whole bunch of McDonald's. That ain't gonna make no sense, right? So what I'm realizing is that consistency only comes from discipline. So you have to actually be disciplined before you can even be consistent.
Yes, sir.
Because what happens is a lot of us are disciplined for like short bursts. I'm like, okay, I'm disciplined for this 5 months, bam. Yeah. And then boom, after that I fall off, and then I fall off for like 10 months. Yeah. Then I'm disciplined again for another 5 months. Yeah. Right? But you're not really making progress. As much as they're taking a step forward, you're taking 2 steps back. You know what I'm saying? So discipline is like super, super key. And that's what I'm learning, because especially by myself here now in the house, is like, if I'm not disciplined enough, I won't get the work done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not disciplined enough, I won't make food on time. Yeah. I'm like, I'll wait till tomorrow. But I have to be disciplined in order for me to like keep on top of things and to actually improve. So discipline is super, super key.
Yeah, it's the foundation of everything.
It's the foundation of everything. That's the building blocks of everything. For anything to be built on top of that, you got to have the foundation of discipline. Else none of the other things are going to work. It's going to crumble. You think you can be successful without discipline?
Nope.
No.
It's impossible.
No.
I mean, even this guy said it. It was like, everyone say they want freedom. To get freedom, you need to be disciplined. Mm-hmm. Like legit, you need to be. And another thing I want to add on to that is, it's impossible. You can't escape it. You're going to get to a rut and you're going to slip. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you need to be disciplined enough to bounce back. And the bounce back shouldn't be too long.
Gotta be quick
bounce back. Maybe one day, maybe you be disciplined with your food for like 6-7 months, and then one day or like a week you slack off and you eat some junk food. You gotta be quick enough to catch yourself and like fall back on. And I think that's where something falls along with the discipline, which is, I think, self-awareness. Like you gotta be able to catch yourself. Yeah. Like, because we're blind, especially to our own like faults and everything. Yeah. Like, I won't say we're blind, but like we know, but we ignore it. Yeah. Everyone knows your fault. Like, you all do. Like, 100%. We all know where we're, like, for the most part, though. You know where you need to improve on. You know where you need to work on. But we just ignore it. Yeah. Because, like it's very hard for you to, like, point your finger at yourself and be like, yo, shit. Man, I'm this. Damn, I'm this. So, but yeah, that's the only few things I'll probably just add. So, but discipline is the king of everything, man. For real. Yo. You need to. Like, it's... That's what I'm realizing. And I think another thing that helps with discipline is having, I think, people around you on the same. Yeah. No, like, don't just having people around you. The people on the same mindset and chasing the same stuff. Yeah. Because when you have people around you with the same drive, and like you can actually hold each other accountable. There's no any emotion like, yo, say for example, like when Aquille told me I was getting big, like I wasn't getting fat, I was getting jacked.
You was fat.
No, come on, that dog. I was big. Like I was not fat. I was big. Nigga, what was nigga lying to, bro? Bro, Fad, I'll message Fad and Fadel Code. I'll message him and I'll put a snap just to prove that this guy's lying on me. This guy's trying to expose me. But like, he said it. I didn't know. I was like, yeah, I'll just because I was bulking at that time, but I wasn't lifting heavy. So yes, I was still fat, but like it was mixture of both. But I wasn't lifting heavy. And he mentioned it to me. As soon as he told me, I gotta wear more. And that's when I noticed that, yo, this is actually not healthy. Because I did just, bro. Like, I was able to push through, but dog, it felt like I wanted to pass out. Like I was gonna have like a heart attack or something. Like, dog.
This guy was getting tired walking to the car, walking to his room.
It was bad. But like, that's where the self-awareness comes in. Like I wasn't able to catch it enough. But that's where having people around you where they can like call you out on your bullshit. Yeah. Respect is key, but you gotta be able to take that. You gotta be able to take it and you gotta be able to dish it.
Yeah, that's very true. I always tell you, right? I was like, I'll never tell you something that I wouldn't do for myself, right? If I ain't gonna do it for myself, I can't tell you shit because I ain't gonna do it, right? But if I'm gonna do it, bro, I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's big. Honestly, having good people around you is very important too. But that discipline,
it's king, man.
It's king, man. It's super key.
Man,
but
I'm just trying to process it. Like how do you even think one can really get discipline, man? Is it like an internal stuff? Because like it's tough, bro. It's like discipline's not a physical battle. It's a mental. Yeah. That's the problem. It's like that's what I've been trying to realize and understand. Like, yo, how can one be disciplined?
I think you become disciplined by just doing hard things. Just keep doing them over and over until it become a habit. Repetition. Because if I every time I wake up, I check my phone. Yeah. That's a I didn't always do that. That's a habit, right? That I created. And like technically I have a discipline to always check my phone. Yeah. So I have the discipline that when I wake up in the morning I always check my phone. True. So I think that whatever you do repeatedly, if you do it repeatedly enough, that's why like there's the importance of good habits, right? Yeah, so if I have good habits and I do them repeatedly, I can build discipline towards those habits. Yeah, it becomes like a second nature, right? True. And I think it depends on how everyone has to have you have to want it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the drive. You gotta have that drive. I can't push my drive on you. You can't push your drive on me. Yeah. You have to have it and be like, yo, I want to change this thing or I want to be disciplined in this thing. Yeah. I think it's kind of also an awareness, right? Yeah. Being aware that you want to be disciplined in that thing. Yeah,
but really, actually, it's gold. And like discipline, how do they say? Discipline is king, consistency is queen.
That's right.
Those two together, like you're unstoppable, man.
Because literally, if you do those two things in anything,
you're unstoppable.
Literally, anything that you do, you'll be like, you can just be drawing a stick man. Every day. But you'll get super nice at drawing stick man. I'll tell you that.
Because the reality of it is a lot of people are not disciplined and consistent. Yeah. Honestly, I can't remember why I said it. It was like there's a saying that right now it's the easiest time to become very successful because a lot of people are not disciplined or consistent and are scared to do what they really want to do. That's like the three mixture. Yeah. It's very hard to stay disciplined because there's no what's it called consequence for you not being disciplined. At least to an extent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, maybe I don't want. I'm gonna put it there. No, this is not for today. It's gonna be for another day.
For the next episode.
I'm trying to get canceled.
And next episode. But on that note, guys, that's just a quick episode. Yes, sir. Update, recap. A little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Like we said earlier, we're gonna have a lot of cool guests coming up. So stay tuned. Yo, you know what I'm saying?
You think we should start a Patreon, man? Because I'm thinking about it, man. Because that's some unfiltered conversation we want to have.
Some off
deep
exclusive.
Yeah, deep conversations.
You have to start like a page or something like that too. Yeah. Where you have like exclusive content.
Yeah, because some of these conversations can sound misandry. I know if people know what that is. It's like the opposite of misogyny. It's like, misogyny is the hatred of women. Misogyny is the hatred of men. Mm-hmm. You can also be very politically incorrect. Because to me, I personally think having those conversations is good. Like I remember, I don't know if it was Aline. Was he Aline on one time? I can't remember who it was. Where it was off. Yeah, we had a full-on conversation and changed my perspective towards some stuff. Because like it's needed. By the way, it's not misogyny or misogynist conversation. Just say it. No, it's not. But it's just conversations, like uncomfortable conversations. Because like it's neat. I think you grow when you have those conversations. Because like really, it's like you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone, and that's how you grow. Mm-hmm. It's like the same with building muscles. Like you're tearing that muscle apart, and then you rebuild it.
That's true.
So
That's
how
very
I
true.
see it, but
That's
it's
very
needed.
true.
Maybe we might though. Start a Patreon.
We might.
For like $1, $2 or something. Not too
might.
expensive, so people who really want to listen can go and listen to it.
You give us some feedback and stuff on that too.
Give a thumb up if you want a Patreon. Yeah.
With exclusives.
Exclusive conversation. That's where we can expose a Q.
Expose
a Q. Or is retired, but expose a Q.
Yeah,
you're. I put him on the spot. Yes.
Well.
Wow.
In conclusion of our episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Subscribe, like, comment, stay tuned for the next episodes that are upcoming guests. You know, it's gonna be fire.
Yes.
Yo, don't let Ore fool y'all.
Don't let
Ore fool y'all out here, man. Don't let Ore fool y'all out here, yo. Don't let him do that to y'all.
Nah, don't worry. We're not Tion.
Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned, guys. We will be back.
Yes, sir.
Next episode. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe, comment, like.
We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye bye.